Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours? Kakarot! Kakarot!
While Goku now prepares himself to battle against the third strongest in the multiverse, Yoshito, I can't help but shake this feeling that Earth seems to be in some kind of trouble. Though I sense his enemies, as powerful as they both are, I can also sense a massive power that is starting to awaken from deep within the mighty prince. Well, whatever the case is that is unfolding on Earth, I have no doubt that the true power of destruction will soon take hold, and even the playing field in our heroes' favor.
As our story continues now back on Earth with Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta now looking to wage war against both Platinum Cooler and Black Frieza, to which upon Vegeta now being shown having to address the two after having to initially transform, it was only just as Vegeta was now being shown having to smile where Vegeta then went on to respond, "And here you both thought that I was finished. Ironic, isn't it? Did the two of you really think that this was over between us? No, we're not even close. I have transcended far beyond the limits of my mortal form into now achieving true godhood. And this is the culmination of my training, my determination, and my pain. I stand before you both as the last remaining pillar of a proud, vigorous, and mighty warrior race. And how poetic for it to be me who stands as the one who opposes you, especially after everything you did to me, Frieza. All I could think about right now is how badly I want to rip you and your older brother apart. Do you feel that, Frieza? That feeling of dread that's coming over you is the weight of your sins that are coming back to haunt you." So, he actually managed to somehow find a way to evolve his destroyer power, huh? Cooler went on to respond. "Well, what exactly is so different about what you were then and what you are now, Saiyan? Your arrogance blinds you to the reality of our power disparity, Vegeta. We are the superior beings here, and I will crush your pathetic attempts to challenge our supremacy, whether you manage to evolve yourself or not." With Black Frieza chiming in, "I should have expected as much. Of all the outcomes that we could have foreseen, I never would have thought that I'd ever see the day where Vegeta would ascend beyond his previous levels of power like this. Well, don't get too comfortable, God Monkey, because we have yet to demonstrate our true power in battle against you. So don't you think for 1 second that I'll be intimidated by your newly discovered monkey form." Hey, did Vegeta just say that he mastered his Ultra Ego power? Gohan went on to ask Piccolo. "He's so much more freaky looking than he was before. Could this be it? Do you think Vegeta could really pull it off by himself?" With Piccolo responding, "He really did, but I'm not too sure on what we can expect from him now that he's mastered his destroyer power, but you can make no mistake about the fact that if there is anyone who can pull it off against Frieza and Cooler now, it's Vegeta." To which upon the moment with Vegeta now being shown having to power up even more, that was when Vegeta went on to continue, "You and your brother honestly thought that you were both at the pinnacle of power, but I found a way to transcend both my mind and my body into a new realm that neither one of you can begin to fathom. You may have tormented me in the past, Frieza, but that torment and that very pain has manifested into this. You and your brother have absolutely no chance against me." With Frieza responding, "Oh, not a chance, Vegeta. You may have fully embraced and evolved your God of Destruction powers, but I can see right through your charade, you circus monkey. You cannot possibly hold out against the both of us without the aid of your friends. So go ahead and revel at your new power while you still can, because in the end, I am going to crush your hopes and dreams of ever destroying me, stripping away your illusion of the power that you wish you had until there is nothing left but despair." despair. But then, it was only now from out of nowhere, as soon as Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta had gone as far as to make the first move by going after Cooler, Vegeta wanted to go as far as to make sure that he had gotten rid of Cooler first before going after Frieza, as Vegeta from that point, upon being shown having to attack Cooler, then went on to respond, "Then why don't we find out if whether or not your power reigns supreme over mine by getting your stupid brother out of the picture first, then, Frieza. I want to see which one of our levels of power is mightier between us," as Piccolo went on to respond, "Whoa, Gohan, were you able to follow that just now? Vegeta's speed and reaction awareness is ridiculously high." "No, barely," Gohan went on to respond. "The difference between Vegeta's speed now compared to before is insane. And what's even more is that I don't even think that Frieza or his brother were able to follow him either." To where it was just as Cooler's body was now shown getting ragged all throughout the landscape, where Piccolo went on to continue, "Oh, this couldn't have happened at a better time. And if this is only the tip of the iceberg and a small glimpse of what Vegeta's new power is really made of, then I have no doubt that he will absolutely destroy them if this goes on. But in the meantime, while he fights them, we will remain where we are and just try and pull ourselves together just in case he needs us if things go south from there." In which seconds later, the moment Black Frieza was from that point then shown having to attack Vegeta, with Vegeta now being shown blocking off each and every single one of Black Frieza's punches, it was only as Vegeta was now being shown having to do so with a smile on his face, where Vegeta from that point then went on to respond, "Oh, how the tables have turned, Frieza. All I could ever even think about right now is how I will be able to make you suffer, and so that I could make you pay for all of the atrocities that you have caused. I am going to make you suffer dearly as payback for the consequences of every single one of your actions against me, you little coward." "So are you starting to see?" With Black Frieza responding, "Oh, the only thing that I see standing before me is the same thing that I've always seen ever since you were a child, Vegeta, and that is nothing more than my slave. And so once I kill you, your death will mark the final nail in the coffin of monkeys that should have went extinct along." But then, it was only from out of nowhere the moment Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta was shown having to cut Frieza off, where Vegeta from that point then went on to punch Frieza in the stomach by responding, "You talk way too boldly for someone who is in no position to even speak. And you still don't quite understand the circumstances and situation that you are currently in, don't you? Well, that's fine if you don't then, because I'll be happy enough to show you." In which upon that very moment, with Vegeta now being shown having to drag Frieza's body across the landscape and now being shown slamming him against the side of a mountain, it was only just as with Frieza now being shown having to scream in absolute pain, where Vegeta from that point then went on to continue, "Your grip on power is slipping, Frieza. You should have ended our lives on Granola's world when you had the chance, and now you will pay the ultimate price of not going through and doing it. My training with the gods has awakened a hunger that I've been desperately looking for in a long time. You will never win," Vegeta went on to continue. "There's a reason why you always feared my people, and I am living proof of exactly why that is. And you could never try and run away from that, no matter how badly you try and do so, Frieza." In which the moment Vegeta was then shown having to quickly grab onto Frieza's face and pulling him closer, that was when Vegeta then went on to continue, "I want you to look right into my eyes and tell me what you see. Do you see any lies when you look into my eyes, Frieza? Or do you see the truth? The truth of what you've always known ever since the day you and your father enslaved my people. You know it as well as I do. You're afraid. You've always been afraid of us Saiyans because you've always known that in your heart one day we would rise to destroy you. And who better to carry out its promise than the last of its remnants?" But then, it was only just before Vegeta was shown having to inflict even more damage upon Black Frieza, where it was from out of nowhere, with Platinum Cooler now being shown having to knock Vegeta off of his brother, where Platinum Cooler then went on to shout, "Oh, now you've done it, you psychotic monkey!" "Oh no, Piccolo, look," Gohan went on to respond. "Oh, listen, I just don't think that we should go through with them having to just attack. No, we will not intervene, Gohan," Piccolo quickly went on to cut in. "Not while we're this banged up. Let Vegeta have this moment unless it becomes clear that he needs our help," as Platinum Cooler then went on to continue, "Are you forgetting that your adaptation traits are coursing through my blood, or what? You may have increased your power and speed, but it'll only be a matter of time before I surpass your feats and crush you. Oh, trust me, Vegeta responds. I didn't forget, Cooler. But I welcome you to come and try so that I may make you into an example before I tear your little cowardly brother apart. Oh, this cannot possibly be happening, Black Frieza went on to mumble. Not again. Oh, how is it that Vegeta was able to surpass me once again? I refuse to be outdone and defeated by a Saiyan, especially him. My power is unmatched, so why is he stronger than me? We cannot allow for this to go on. He must be killed now before he is given the chance to either grow even stronger or kill the two of us in the process. I've worked too hard to come here and die by the hands of a former slave, and so there must be some kind of a way to slow him down. This form of his must have some kind of a weakness to it, and if this little worm was able to evolve, then I'm sure the other one must have evolved with him. He must be killed no matter what the cost is. To which, upon Platinum Cooler now being shown attempting to kick Vegeta, it was just as with Vegeta being shown having to duck on under, where Cooler went on to respond, "You're insane if you actually believe that I will allow for such disrespect, Saiyan. Both my father and brother were fools to keep you around for as long as they did, because you and your race should have been wiped out from the very beginning, and it'll only be a matter of time before you join your monkey ancestors in the grave, Vegeta." As Vegeta went on to respond, "What's wrong? Having doubts already? You thought that teaming up against me would give you the advantage, right? Well, think again, fool. Whether you fight me together as one or whether you fight me alone, I will extinguish both of you until there is nothing left that remains." In which, interestingly enough, the moment Vegeta had gone as far as to uppercut Cooler, we only from that point then see how Cooler was now slowly beginning to adapt, as Cooler then went on to respond, "Oh yeah, there it is. Now I'm starting to slowly adapt to you. Oh yes, I am going to make you regret every bit of your attempts of fighting us, you disgusting little monkey." To which it was only now from out of nowhere, with Cooler being shown responding to Vegeta by double axe handling him across the head, that was when Cooler from there then went on to continue. "So how does it feel knowing that all of this was for nothing, Vegeta? How does it feel? Well, I must say that it sure does feel pretty damn good," Vegeta responds. "All you're doing is fueling my hunger for more, you spineless disgrace of a so-called warrior. Yeah, well, feast on this, you dirty little annoying primates," Cooler responds. To which the very second Cooler had from there attempted in death beaming Vegeta straight through the head, it was only with Vegeta now being shown vanishing, where Vegeta then went on to respond, "What was that just now? You missed me. Go on, try it again," with Cooler responding, "Oh, why, you little, just die already." Die? Oh no, the fun is only just getting started, Vegeta responds. In which seconds later, with Vegeta now being shown summoning the Wall of Destruction once again and shielding himself from Cooler's death beams, it was only now starting to become very clear that Vegeta by no means was going to be going down without putting up a fight, as Vegeta from that point then went on to respond, "Now I wonder if any of your weak little attacks are going to be strong enough to burst through my Wall of Destruction now that it's been strengthened thanks to my evolved level of power." "Oh, you are just insufferable to listen to," Cooler went on to then quickly respond. "I can't believe what I'm seeing," Gohan chimes in, "but, well, I'm glad to see it happen nevertheless, especially since these two almost crushed us all for good. It's amazing. Vegeta is just a monster, Piccolo. It's like we're watching an entirely new fighter battle against those two out there. Oh, what a positive change." In which, with Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta now being shown having to walk on forward towards Cooler by also being shown dragging the Wall of Destruction, where Vegeta from that point then went on to respond, "You're going to have to try and blast through my destructive barrier a lot harder than that if you hope to hit me. Your dreams of domination are crumbling before the might of my Mastered Ultra Ego power, Cooler, and your arrogance will be your ultimate undoing, especially now, you fool. And do you want to know why this moment in time between us is so special to me? Well, it's because it marks the very moment in history where all of Frieza's family dies for good," Vegeta shouts, as it was from out of nowhere now from the other side of Vegeta's Wall of Destruction, where Vegeta was then quickly shown having to dash on in by from there being shown punching Cooler in the face, as Piccolo from that point then went on to respond, "Oh, this is just amazing. It was only just a few few minutes ago where these two were completely dominating Vegeta, and now Vegeta is effortlessly taking them both on and winning as though nothing even happened. Yeah, no kidding, Gohan responds with Cooler now being shown hitting the ground. Well, let's just hope that Vegeta puts these two away before they try anything else on us like they did before, with Vegeta now being shown approaching Cooler and asking, "Now tell me something, was I bluffing? Your partnership with your pathetic brother pales in comparison at what stands before you. So you better get back up because my appetite to punish you some more is far from satisfied," with Cooler uttering, "Oh, just damn you." But it didn't stop there, because with Black Frieza all of a sudden now shown quickly dashing on in hopes of being able to successfully strike Vegeta, where Vegeta from that point had then gone as far as to grab onto Frieza's punch by responding, "Enough of these games you are playing, Vegeta! We are not your entertainment, nor will I allow for you to make a mockery of my power and efforts to destroy you, especially not now. Do you hear me, you stupid monkey?" And then there's you, Vegeta responds. "You, of all people, the one I hate the most. Humor me. Is this the mighty Emperor who was once feared by every living being in the universe? Not so high and mighty now, are you, Emperor? You're a relic of the past, Frieza. The more I continue to look into your eyes, the deeper my hatred grows for you. And it's time for you to accept your fate, along with the fact that no matter what you try and do, you will always and forever fall short of succeeding. You failed back then, and you will fail now. Yes, I can smell your fear with each drop of blood that drips down from your body. You are hopeless and you know it," with Black Frieza responding, "Oh, the only thing that I know is that although you may be more formidable in battle than you were, I will use everything that is within my reach to shatter your spirit piece by piece, no matter how strong you think you are, Vegeta. I will find a way, no matter what. One way or another, you will die at all costs. Do you hear me? At any and all costs, any and all, you rotten monkey." In which, despite Frieza now being shown freeing himself and still going as far as to attempt to attack Vegeta, that was when Black Frieza then went on to continue, "You should already know your place when it comes to me, because it's always been the same and nothing about it will change. Not then and not now. Do you still cling on to the illusion of superiority over me because you're a Saiyan? How amusing. I'll end up doing to you just like I did with your people." But then, it was only from out of nowhere, with Vegeta now being shown having to be very amused by this, where Vegeta had gone as far as to elbow Frieza by responding, "Not unless I butcher you first, you won't, you cowardly little fiend. You were so confident in your ability and plan to destroy me, but look how far you and your brother have fallen. I hope that the memory of my fallen Saiyan race continues to haunt you for all of eternity, Frieza." "You are getting way too ahead of yourself, Vegeta," Platinum Cooler went on to suddenly respond, to which, upon Vegeta being shown having to now get struck from behind, as he only from that point went on to miss one of his backhand strikes, by no means was Vegeta going to settle in allowing for any of this to happen, as Vegeta from that point then went on to quickly respond, "No, says you, the older forgotten brother who was never even worthy of being remembered by his own so-called family. How could you call yourself a true warrior when you and your brother had to use the DNA of others in order to gain leverage over those who are naturally superior?" Vegeta went on to ask. "Oh, you will not ruin our plans, Saiyan! You will die, Vegeta! Now, Cooler, together! This is becoming extremely irritating to deal with, so hold nothing back and let's end him already," Platinum Cooler went on to shout. "Whoa, so is that how the two of you want to do this? Fine," Vegeta went on to quickly respond. "Then give me your all," to which, upon Frieza and Cooler now being shown attacking Vegeta at the exact same time, it was only just as Master Ultra Ego Vegeta was now being shown defending himself effortlessly, where Gohan went on to chime in, "I don't like this one bit, Piccolo. They know they stand no chance of fighting Vegeta alone, so we can't just let them jump, Vegeta." "Listen," Piccolo responds, "you know me better than anyone to know that I wouldn't just stand there and let one of our own be overtaken by our enemies in a fight, but I need you to listen to me. There is something about the way Vegeta is fighting right now that does not require for us to jump in and aid him, or at least not unless something drastic were to occur, Piccolo continues. I haven't seen Vegeta this bloodlustful since the days when he became Majin Vegeta by the hands of Babidi. Well, except here, Vegeta is in complete control of his mind and body, Piccolo says. You know how he feels about Frieza, so his brother is the one that we should keep an eye out for, but either way, he wouldn't want it any other way, so we will wait and see what he does, with Gohan responding, well, so what do you think then? Do you think that these freaks will also transform again or something? Well, I'm not entirely sure, but let's not forget about what Frieza had said on the lookout, Piccolo responds. He and his brother made sure to train as hard as they could and use everything and anything they can as a means to win. So I'm not entirely sure on what else they're hiding, but we must be patient with Vegeta and see where things go, and if he truly needs us, then we will go, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 49 special then comes to a close. Now, before anything else, in case you're curious about the upcoming manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter number 50, that manga chapter, which will be featuring the shocking outcome involving both Primal Ultra Instinct Goku and Yoshido, is going to be made available right now on my Patreon for all of my Patreon members out there to see. So if you would not only like to support the content that you see on this channel, but also gain additional content along with access and sneak peeks to so many other additional things, including soundtracks, art, PNGs, animation, and so much more, then I do encourage you all to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEndGaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box and comment section below, because not only has it now become fairly obvious to both Frieza and Cooler that Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta is simply not going to be an easy opponent for them to defeat, this only now puts into question as to what kind of additional plans both Frieza and Cooler now plan on putting into motion, especially after seeing the fact that with Vegeta continuously getting stronger and feeding off of that energy and becoming even more aggressive in battle, one can only now imagine as to what we have planned coming up next. So again, I do want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so very much for your time, to which, as always, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much once again, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEndGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.
Goku and Vegeta have a new challenge ahead of them now, and that is Black Frieza. So check out the brand new Black Frieza merchandise from the Geekdom 101 store. We have various different shirts, and you can get sweaters and all kinds of different types of clothing and other things as well in various sizes. You don't want to miss getting your hands on the first piece of Black Frieza merchandise and represent the return of the Emperor. Click the link down below in the description and get yours today, and let's get to the video. What's going on? I hope y'all are having a very, very good day no matter where you may be. This morning in Japan, the full colored versions of the Dragon Ball Super manga from the end of the Granola arc, that last chapter, that last volume finally came out, and with the full colored version now, just like what happened with Ultra Ego, we now have the official colors of Black Frieza and what Black Frieza looks like. Obviously, he's black because he's Black Frieza, but there's more to him than just black. So I want to go through the some of these pages that came out this morning to show you guys, you know, how he looks and how awesome these pages are. I know there's a lot of debate in the fandom about whether or not you like colored manga. I've seen some of you guys say you love colored manga. You know, it's so much better for the original Dragon Ball manga, the old one, you know, the 90s and 80s one. And then I've seen some of you guys say, no, I prefer the Kanzenban or the Tankoban original style with the black and white and the original color pages. It's up for debate. I'm not going to start a debate here, but in my opinion, while the original manga is fine when it comes to color, like either way, I'm fine with it. With the Super manga, I feel like, and I don't know if it's because of Toyotaro's art style or the way it's colored, but I think the colored version of the Super manga, the stuff that Toyotaro does, is significantly better. I mean, take a look at this image right here on your screen. You know, we've got Gas, you know, from last August, powering up. Frieza with the smirk. Here we have him launching at Frieza. I don't know about y'all, but these images just pop out. Like, this is, it's almost like watching the anime, you know, because of the colored aspect. You can actually, I can almost hear the screaming, you know, the powering up and whatnot, the growling. So for me, I feel like the colored pages for Super are way better. Next page I want to show you. Here we have Frieza dismantling, impaling Gas. Don't try this at home. You know, like put the kids to bed, as they say. And look at this. Look at, I love this because we have Goku there with the Ultra Instinct eyes, which you can't really tell in the black and white. Obviously, he was still in UI, but you can't tell like exactly how the colors all kind of blend together unless you see it like this. And you see sort of the blood patterns there on Frieza's arm. Like, I just adore the colored version of Super. And then here we go, folks. That is the official colors of Black Frieza. So he's not all black. It looks like his chest area is still the classic, you know, light gray, whitish. The top of his head, shoulders are purple. His arms and his lower body are black. So it's not exactly a one-to-one, I guess, color swap of Golden Frieza, although it is pretty color swappy. But I like it. Personally, I think it looks freaking badass. I like that. Like, I wouldn't have minded if he was all black, but I like that some of the shades of the original Frieza that we all know and love are there, you know, in the chest area. And it actually gives the form a real dynamic look. And of course, we have that purple energy around him. Now, I know some of y'all are probably thinking, well, wait, is that Hakai energy? He never trained with Beerus, so there's no proof that he actually has access to that. We're going to have to wait and see when we actually get to this arc, which is probably coming after Superhero. I don't know if it'll be right after or if it'll be 2 or 3 arcs down the road, but we're going to eventually get to Black Frieza. Then we'll kind of know what his real powers are. I'm going to say he probably does not have Hakai energy, but you never know because, I mean, Granola did some crazy stuff when he was fighting Goku and Vegeta, but I'm going to say it's just his color and not so much his energy. And then here we have, of course, the scene where, and I love the way this looks colored, dude. Oh, this looks gorgeous. Here's the scene where he literally rocks freaking Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta with the big one shot right there. 2 big fists right to the gut. And zoomed in a little too far there, but I want to show you all this image. Just boom, out cold. The incredible levels of power this character has is just crazy. I mean, they really leveled Frieza up higher than ever before, unquestionably. And now he is light years away from anybody else with the exception of maybe Beast Gohan, but that's up to you because that's a debate that's been going on now for months about who's stronger, and it's not going to end till we actually see him fight. But nevertheless, that's what he looks like. Now, I do want to comment that I'm excited to see what they do with this character, even though personally I don't know, man, like I kind of was hoping for something different. At the same time, though, maybe it will be different because this superhero arc right now in the manga is just completely boring to me. I just want them to move past it. But this interests me. So, yeah, looks good to me. I actually can't wait if this ever gets animated, whether it be into a movie or an anime. I'm not even going to speculate on that right now, but overall, again, yo, Toyotaro's art looks so good in color. That's it. Short video today. More coming this week. Look forward to a granola strongest in Dragon Ball video I have planned and much more. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.
I would do, but you know, to each their own. Assholes and elbows, right? We all got them.
Will be made exclusively available right now on my Patreon for all of my Patreon members out there to see, to which not only are you about to witness what is about to transpire involving Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta along with Black Frieza and Platinum Cooler, but
like the video and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
What an unbelievably unexpected and sudden turn of events this has now taken. Though it appeared that Goku was truly struggling to find a way to win here, I am very surprised to see the outcome of this battle go the way it went. And I fear that if Goku truly hopes to win, no matter the situation that he currently now finds himself in, he will need to use everything he is possibly capable of using if he wishes to not be destroyed.
as our story continues now with Primal Ultra Instinct Goku being shown having to be sitting down on the ground following his initial battle against Yoshido, as with the visibly frustrated Goku now being shown having to acknowledge the overall situation, it was only upon with Goku now being shown doing so where Goku then went on to comment, "Oh, I should have known that you'd separate yourself, but I wasn't expecting for you to do it this early on during our battle. Well, that's just great. Now what do I do? It's bad enough that you nearly made me walk off the edge of the ring and into the void, let alone now finding myself handicapped against two halves of the same person. Oh, but I'll find a way. I have to, because I won't get the chance to call for a rematch against you if you beat me." To which, interestingly enough, as Takira was then shown having to observe and having to listen in on what Goku was saying, where Takira then went on to say to himself, "There's something more to you, so what could you be hiding from us?" But then, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown having to spring into action by going right after Yoshido, where Goku went on to place his hands over his face by then shouting, "Alright, now let's see if this works on you, so here goes nothing," with Budo chiming in, "That pose he's doing, it's that blinding attack of his, isn't it? Hey, careful not to let him blind you, Yosh!" To which upon Goku all of a sudden now being shown having to use the solar flare in front of Yoshido's face, where shockingly enough it didn't appear as though Goku's technique had gone as far as to work, as Yoshido then went on to respond, but of course, this little technique again, I see. Well, it's quite unfortunate for you that my eyes are already hardened to the point where no such blinding attack would faze me. And since you've squandered this opportunity on a useless technique that you tried before," Yoshido continues, "you are only making this that much easier for me, and you will not be so lucky to weasel your way to victory against me." In which within that very moment, as Yoshido was from that point then shown having to punch Goku, where Akuma then went on to chime in by shouting, "Yes, that's right, Yosh! Show that Saiyan why he stands no chance of holding his own against us in hand-to-hand combat." that. You are fighting a losing battle here, Saiyan, and you know it to be true, Yoshido went on to shout. Oh, no way! That was exactly what the other two said before I beat them, Goku went on to quickly shout by responding. And I'm not going to stop until I find a way to win! You are extremely delusional, Saiyan, Yoshido went on to respond. You can't win and you won't be able to win. Can't you see that already? Or do you need an extra pair of eyes in order for it to have all of this make better sense for you, mortal? To which, interestingly enough, upon Yoshido being shown having to seemingly absorb each and every single one of Goku's ki blasts, by no means was this going to be any sort of a situation to which Goku was going to find himself backing down from, as Goku then went on to respond, oh, the only one here with a pair of eyes who can't seem to see the writing on the wall here is you, Yoshido, and I'll do whatever it'll take for me to make sure that I beat you, so all you'll be doing is pushing me to try even harder, Goku continues. Oh, then by all means, Yoshido responds, keep trying, son Goku. I'll make sure to beat it into you sooner or later, with Goku responding, oh, something is definitely up with this guy. Why does he appear so relaxed? Like he knows about something that I don't. And what the heck did he just do with all of my energy attacks just now? He just gobbled them all up from out of nowhere, but those don't look like any normal portals either. Oh, what exactly is he planning that I don't know about, Goku questions? To which it was only then from out of nowhere, with Yoshido's lower half being shown having to swoop on in attacking Goku from his side, that was when Yoshido had gone as far as to then continue. The truth is, the only thing that is keeping you afloat during this tournament against us is your innate ability to tap into and use the power of Ultra Instinct to your utmost advantage. But, unlike yourself, we don't need to rely on such things in order for us to fight, Yoshido went on to continue. I have no such physical limitations that prevent me from fighting you for all eternity, Goku. Which means, not only can I continue to maintain this level of intensity while you are bounded by the limits of your mortal body, but I can also take what you give me and apply your energy however I want it to. So while you continue to be blinded by the stroke of luck that you assume will always be there to guide you into victory, I'll just continue to remind you then on why your limited strength will only take you so far against us, even if it comes at the expense of using your own power against you. To which, from out of nowhere now behind Goku, as a portal was from that point being shown opened up, as a energy whip had gone as far as to whip Goku from behind, it was only upon this point of contention where the Grand Priest went on to chime in, well, that was very clever of Yoshido to do. The energy attacks that Yoshido had gathered from Goku's attempts of blasting him were now forged together to create an energy whip of some kind that is solely made up of Goku's own power that is now being used against him. Oh, come on now, Goku, try and remain focused, Whis went on to respond, with the Grand Priest continuing, you do know that unless he is able to somehow create some kind of an alternative means of turning this fight around, that Yoshido will likely continue to punish the Saiyan until he is no longer conscious, don't you? He is starting to tense his body up as a way to compensate for the pain that he will endure, with Whis responding, well, I do, but for that to happen, Goku would need to be completely out of options if he ends up finding himself in that position to begin with. He knows that he mustn't fail now, especially since he's already come this far against the Five, but we will see, with the Grand Priest responding, well, I find it rather fascinating to see how much this mortal was able to grow within such a short amount of time that had been given to him. The more I continue to watch him fight, the more intrigued I become by his progress, but that faint spark of light that was felt within him by us was definitely not a coincidence either. Yes, I sense a much deeper connection between Goku and his Ultra Instinct, which only leaves me to believe that although he was able to transcend and merge the nature of both his Saiyan and Ultra Instinct powers into one, I can also sense that perhaps he is truly on the precipice of an unimaginably remarkable Ultra Instinct evolution. Forging attacks using my opponent's own power and energy against them isn't the only thing thing that I am able to take hold of, monkey man. As amusing as it was to watch my fellow brothers smack you around this dimension, Yoshido continues, I can do much more than simply control your energy. Observe, mortal. In which from out of nowhere, the second Goku's hand was now being shown having to be extended on outwards by itself. That was when Goku then went on to ask, hey, what are you doing with my arm? With Yoshido responding, oh, I'm just running a little experiment by trying to figure out, well, the real reason behind why you keep punching yourself, Yoshido went on to then quickly shout. Oh, of course Yoshido would, Budo went on to chime in. I've always hated his body and limb possessing ability, but this will be the only time where I ever make an exception. Yes, now crush him, Budo went on to then shout, in which upon Goku's very own right arm that was now being used and controlled by Yoshido being shown having to punch himself in the face continuously, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown having to inflict even more damage upon himself where Budo then went on to chime in, yes, that's right, but beating himself down isn't going to cut it, nor is it going to be as satisfying. So how's about you have that mortal atomize himself by making him use his own energy to blast himself to death, with Yoshido responding, hey, yeah, now I really like the sound of that one. Alright, Jungle Man, hold still. In which within that very moment, as Goku was in fact actually now fast enough and relying on his instincts to move his head out of the way, it was just as Goku was shown having to miss one of his own ki blasts from ripping his head off, where Goku then went on to chime in, oh, this is just nuts! Now he's trying to blast my head off? Oh, no matter how much I try and move my right arm, I just can't control it, so as long as he is able to use his own power to possess it. Bro, he missed, Budo went on to quickly respond. How the hell did you seriously miss that, Yosh? Bro, hey, did I not just tell you to hold still? Yoshido went on to question Goku by asking, now hold still and quit making this harder on yourself, little man. To which instinctively, as Goku was from that point shown having to quickly move his head around in avoiding each and every single one of his own blasts, was where Whis from that point then went on to respond, very good, but you don't have all of the time in the world to waste here, Goku. Try and find a way to break free from his control and fast. Oh, what are you, deaf, Saiyan? You aren't in any position to try and resist here, so why don't you just hang it up already, Yoshido questions. To where even then with Goku being shown having to grab onto his own right hand in preventing himself from being punched, that was when Goku then went on to respond, oh, damn you! I can't let you go and try and use my own body and power to beat me here. Oh, even if I have to fight myself off as a means of breaking your hold on me, then I'll do it, Yoshido. You have no idea how far I am willing to go. But then, as soon as Goku's body was from that point then shown completely being taken over by Yoshido, was when Yoshido then went on to respond, oh, but I already do, monkey man. Your reliance on this form of yours that you referred to as Primal Ultra Instinct has made you extremely predictable in battle. And any predictability is a weakness that I can easily exploit, which is what I am doing right now. You know, I liked you a lot more when you weren't my opponent, but since you are, well, I don't really like you anymore. Your own power has been twisted against you and will now serve as being your ultimate downfall, Goku. Oh dear, the Grand Priest responds. Well, he better think of something fast here, Whis, unless he wishes to call for one of his remaining lifeline perks. He better act quickly or I'm afraid that he's a sitting duck out there like this. Oh, well, he doesn't have much of a choice here, with Akuma responding, oh yes, this is your chance to break the mortal down and destroy him for good, Yosh! Hurry and annihilate him before he tries to escape or call for one of his lifeline perks against you. Hurry it up and just be done with him now! In which upon Yoshido now quickly making his way towards Goku and getting ready to deliver the final blow, that was when Yoshido went on to quickly respond, oh, don't you worry, he's not going to try and do anything because he's completely stuck. And since he can't do anything, it's time that we find out what your insides look like. Yes, and I'm hoping that you bleed out fast so that way it doesn't hurt so much. In which upon the moment of impact, as soon as Yoshido was now shown having to uppercut Goku in the stomach, that was when Budo went on on to then shout, "Yes, now that's what I'm talking about, Yosh! That mortal can kiss this fight and his chances of advancing any further goodbye now! Oh yeah, mighty Earth Saiyan hurts, doesn't it?" Yoshido went on to question. "Oh yes, I'm sure. Now how about we have a look and see what your insides look like after, Hey, what gives? No, there's just no way that the mortal was able to break free and tank my attack that fast. He should be on the brink of death, so what's going on here?" Yoshido questions. "And what the hell is that strange feeling that I'm sensing coming from you? Oh, you better start talking." To which, upon Goku now being shown clutching onto Yoshido's hand, as strangely enough a mysterious aura was now beginning to surround him, that was when Goku went on to respond, "I tried warning you. I tried telling you that no matter how badly the odds may be stacked against me, I won't lose, no matter what. Hey, let go of me and let's have a redo," Yoshido shouts. "Oh, damn you, and why the hell are your hands glowing? Damn it, let go!" But despite it all, you just didn't want to listen. What the heck is that around your neck?" Yoshido went on to question, to which mysteriously enough, just as it was seen be done before, as we only just then momentarily get a glimpse of a halo ring now beginning to formulate around Goku's neck, was when Goku from that point had quickly gone as far as to headbutt Yoshido with the Grand Priest questioning, "Whis?" "Yes," Whis says, "I see it too." "Wait, what just happened?" Budo went on to question. "Oh, it's the Saiyan," Akuma responds. "I don't know what it was, but it was too fast for me to see, but there's something up with that Saiyan because there's just no possible way that anyone could have just survived that." "I knew it," Takira responds. "I should have expected for this to happen, and now it's all starting to make sense, and so that explains everything," Takira says. "All right, can someone tell me just what the hell is going on around here?" Akuma went on to then quickly shout. "How in the world did we reach the point where the Saiyan is able to keep up with our power in battle and survive? This has got to be some kind of a sick and twisted joke that the Grand Minister is playing on us." "Well, no, in fact," the Grand Priest responds. "Goku's constant feats of growth continues to surprise me just as much as he continues to surprise all of you. Amazing, isn't it?" To which, from out of nowhere, the moment Yoshido's lower half was attempting to strike Goku from behind, Goku had now quickly realized that this was in fact going to be the one and only opportunity he had to actually advance, as Goku from there went on to respond, "Wait a second, oh yes, of course, I should have thought of this a lot sooner. Right, and let's just hope that this works because it's the only other option that I can think of that might actually work on him. Oh, I have to still try, so here goes," Goku shouts. To which the second Goku was from there shown having to grab onto Yoshido's lower half, and from that point now being shown making his way back down below, it had only now become very clear as to what Goku was planning on doing, as Budo went on to then ask, "Wait a minute, he's not going to do what I think he's going to do, is he?" "Oh, he is! Oh, gotcha," Goku then went on to quickly shout. "And I tried telling you that I'd find a way, and I just did. And so now this is it. Our battle ends now, Yoshido." To which within that very instant, as soon as Goku was now shown throwing Yoshido's lower half down into the void in hopes of eliminating him, this had only now gone as far as to stun all of the spectators watching, as Budo then went on to continue, "You've got to be kidding me, not again! Oh, he can't possibly win via ring outs again! No way," Akuma went on to respond. "There's just no way that this is really happening right now. Yoshido's got to already be well aware of this." "Interesting," Takira went on to chime in. "That ring around his neck has vanished, but why?" "Yoshido's lower half has disappeared into the void below," Budo went on to continue. "Wait, so if the mortal was able to successfully wring out one half of Yoshido's body, then does that mean that Yoshido loses the match completely then?" "I'm not sure," Akuma responds. "The Grand Minister never said that it was against the rules for one half of someone's body to result in a loss if thrown out of the ring, so I'm not entirely sure," with the Grand Priest chiming in, "Well, I think the rules for such a scenario should be very obvious, wouldn't you all agree? For a successful ring out to occur, Goku would need to eliminate Yoshido's entire body as a result in order for him to advance, but since he was only able to throw Yoshido's lower body out and not his upper half with it, nothing changes and the match will still continue until one of them is either thrown completely out of the ring, submitted, knocked out cold, or destroyed in battle. So we will wait, with Goku responding, wait, seriously? So what does that now mean for the lower half of Yoshido's body then? All that means now is that the ass kicking continues, Goku, Yoshido went on to quickly respond. Only now it's going to be much worse, so you better get ready because now I'm going to really bring the pain down on you, monkey man. So now let's just see you try and block this one then. To which seconds later, from out of nowhere, the moment Yoshido's lower half was now shown reappearing from the void below, Yoshido's upper half had now commanded his lower half in going as far as to attack Goku, as Whis then went on to respond, oh, hang on, Goku. That ring that was around your neck, where is it? Where did that power that you displayed to protect yourself vanish off to? With Goku then responding, oh, damn this guy. How the heck am I supposed to beat him if wringing out half of his body doesn't count? With Yoshido responding, I tried telling you that you weren't going to get by me as easily as you thought, but I have to admit, and I hate saying this, but you are more fun to fight than I expected you'd be, Saiyan. And to think that a mortal from Earth of all places, who also happens to be a Saiyan, could even come close in competing with any of the five of us is remarkable to say the least. Now, although I believe that you have a very severe case in brain damage, I haven't had this much fun in fighting someone since the days of training with the other four strongest myself, with Goku responding, well, at least you're a little more vocal and a bit more sarcastic than the other two that I battled, but that still doesn't change anything between us. We are both fighting for two very different reasons here, and so there is more for me to lose than either of the five of you, so don't get the wrong idea. Only one of us will move on to being declared the winner of this round, and you can rest assured that I plan on advancing. So now what, Yoshido? Yeah, I know all about what you're fighting for and all of that, but I could honestly care less about it because that's not why I'm here. You should know how this already ends, right, God of Monkey Men? You were lucky to pull through after that ring had appeared around your neck, but since I don't see it anymore, do you know what that means now that it's no longer there? It means that you don't know how to permanently keep it. And if you don't know how to permanently do what you just did, then that means you're vulnerable. And if you're vulnerable, then that just means that in the end, you will lose. But why stop there, right, Saiyan? Yoshido went on to quickly shout by dashing at Goku. Let's have another crack at it so that I can continue to use you as my Saiyan punching bag. But then, it was only to the shock of both Yoshido, Goku, and everyone there where a voice from out of nowhere then went on to shout, that's enough, Yoshido. I will hereby invoke my ability to swap you out of this fight as I tag in. To which, shockingly enough, the individual that had gone as far as to make this request had come from none other than Takira, as Takira went on to then continue, it's become clear to me that you are starting to treat him more like an ally and less like an enemy, since you seem to care more about having fun than you are about finishing the mission, so I'll be handling this from here, with the Grand Priest responding, well, this was something that I didn't see coming, but I do understand your position and where you are coming from, but just to confirm, is this request going to be your final decision on the matter? With Takira responding, yes, it is. I stand by my choice to swap Yoshido out so that I may fill his position in Grand Minister, with Whis responding, and if I may ask Takira, why is it that you choose to want to trade places with your allies now and not before? With Takira responding, with all due respect, Whis, you and the Grand Minister saw exactly what it was that I saw, and so I want to see more of that for myself personally, with Yoshido being dumbfounded by responding, wait, what? As in now? You can't be serious here. I was just about to take the mortal soul over just now. No, you seriously couldn't have waited? With Goku responding, wait, but then what does that mean for our match? As Budo went on to then further address Takira by then telling him, listen, you know it as well as I do along with the mortal himself that we are still much stronger than he is, but his victory over me was a fluke. Have Yoshido trade places with me instead and let me have my revenge for what he did so that I may restore my loss to him, Takira, with Takira responding, responding, "You had your chance, Budo, and though he is still weaker than the 5 of us, he still proved himself to be much more cunning and resilient than any of us gave him credit for. And so I'm finishing this. You will trade places with me now, Yoshido," Takira went on to then shout. "Now return to your throne. Since you aren't going to maximize your opportunity in drawing the Saiyan's innate power out in battle and then finishing him, then you are no longer suited to continue," with Yoshido responding, "Why, you're no fun, you know that? You're always so damn serious, and that is why nobody likes talking to you, Takira. Oh, it's fine, have it your way then. I'll swap out with you," with Goku responding, "Drawing my innate power out? That's the second strongest in the multiverse, right? Oh, he's been awfully quiet this entire time from what I can remember, but what is he talking about?" Well, whatever he's referring to is likely something that Takira saw happen between us a few moments ago when that stupid ring or whatever that was appeared around your neck, Saiyan. "Well, I would wish you luck, but you're as good as dead if I'm being honest here," Yoshido continues. "I was going to possess your soul and control your body from within, but I guess that's out the window now. So you better prepare yourself if you hope to survive here, mortal, because now you're in for it." And between us, Takira there is the only one among myself, Akuma, and Budo who is actually able to fight on par with any of the 12 angel attendees, while the 3 of us are only slightly below them. Now, unless you are actually able to go head-to-head with any of the 12 angels, which happens to include Whis, and of course fight on par with them, then you are absolutely doomed, Monkey Man. We've been around long enough to even fight each other, so let me tell you that he isn't one to mess with. And well, since you don't appear to be an angel yourself, your chances of actually winning and advancing to the Grand Priest are 0. Wait, so this is the guy who was able to fight on par with an angel and not lose? No, this is just bad, Goku went on to continue. How am I supposed to contend with him if I fell short of contending with Whis in the time chamber? Oh, well, now what do I do? With Yoshido responding, "If you didn't quit then you better quit now, so enjoy, mortal." In which upon Yoshido now being shown getting teleported back to the spectator seats, that was when Yoshido then went on to continue, "Well, this better be worth the trouble of having me agree to this, Takira. So he's all yours from here on," with Akuma chiming in, "Well, if you're tagging in, then I guess we can already expect what the outcome is going to be," with Takira responding, "All 3 of you were wrong to look down and underestimate this creature when you did. And for those of you who weren't able to see it, there is more to this mortal than meets the eye, which is why he is progressing the way he is. He isn't just your average Saiyan mortal. This one, in many ways, is different." In which, interestingly enough, with both Takira and Primal Ultra Instinct Goku now being shown making their way down onto the stage, that was when the Grand Priest had gone as far as to reiterate the rules by responding, "Fighters now, if you please may, I want you both to please enter onto the tournament stage so that your fight may begin. Oh, and as of course, since this is not a round which you have advanced on your own, but rather a swapping of warriors," the Grand Priest continues, "you will hereby not be healed from your previous injuries with Yoshido unless you call for your recovery perk to be used before we start. And so if there are no additional questions that either of you would like to ask," the Grand Priest says, "then we are all ready to go. And so, with both Son Goku of Universe 7 and the second-ranking strongest warrior in the multiverse, Takira, ready, may your battle in this continued round begin," the Grand Priest shouts. "And I can already tell that even before fighting, there is something extremely dangerous about you that separates you from the others," Goku went on to respond. "And since you are said to contend and compete with an angel attendee, I'd be crazy to not give it my all against you if I hope to survive, but you've been very quiet this entire time, unlike the others who were either throwing insults at me or mocking me in battles, so I know that you aren't one to take lightly, but tell me something before we start then, Takira. Why tag yourself in and fight me now?" with Takira going as far as to point out to Goku by responding, "The convergence of both your Saiyan and angelic energies represents the epitome of mortal potential, son. son Goku. This act alone stands as a testament to your indomitable fighting spirit, for such a thing has never been done by any mortal warrior before your time. However, you have yet to awaken the angel side to that very power which you currently wield, Takira went on to continue, which means that you have yet to fully undergo this celestial metamorphosis, and unless I am proven wrong in our battle, then you will die. If you wish to defeat me, Takira went on to continue, then my only request is for our battle to end in the only way a true warrior wishes for it to end with. I will hold nothing back against you, and so if you don't fight me by using every drop of power that you have coursing through you, then you will die. As it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 50 special then comes to a close. Now, before anything else, the upcoming manga chapter, which will be that of manga chapter number 51, will be made exclusively available right now on my Patreon for all of my Patreon members out there to see, to which not only are you about to witness what is about to transpire involving Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta along with Black Frieza and Platinum Cooler, but equally enough, just as big of a surprise by seeing Takira insert himself against Goku is, you do not want to miss out on the upcoming manga chapters, which again, if you not only want to go on ahead and support the content that you see on this channel, but also be the first to gain exclusive access to additional content, art, PNG, soundtracks, and so much more, in which to that, I do encourage you all to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/unrealendgaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave that link located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well. As for those who are wondering if Yoshido is going to be fighting Goku again, that circumstance can only come about if Yoshido decides to re-enter the fight by tagging himself back in, and from that point take over, as right now the fight is going to be centered around Takira and Primal Ultra Instinct Goku, as I'm pretty sure right now a lot of you guys are putting the pieces together and figuring out what is about to transpire coming up very soon. So all of that and so much more is going to be coming your way, to which again, I do want to thank you all so much for your support, for your kindness, and for your patience, because putting this all together as a one-man team alongside one other artist is by no means easy. So to that, all I can ever really say is thank you so much for giving me your time in order to keep you all entertained. So again, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of making sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing